Hello, everybody. Hi, family and friends, Jules Creations family. So, if you guys have been following me or watched any of my current videos, you guys will have noticed that I've been getting some food for free from, sorry about that, from Trader Joe's. One lady that has blessed us. And so, with that said, of course, I recycle my Ziploc bags or whatever these are. These are great value. So this is a store value, but it's okay. So I'm gonna make this meat, and it's called flat iron chuck steak. So I'm gonna cut this up, and I'm gonna make this like I don't know with chili and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. So basically, what I do, I always make sure is I could save these Ziploc bags. I do so, and usually I will do individual bags for different colors or different peppers that are together, whatever. Which there is. I'm so excited because my husband came home yesterday and he said, "Guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" And he said, Pastor and his wife gave us red chili. So I am going to incorporate that in this meal, but it's outside, so I can't reach it. I probably could, but I don't know. It depends. If I have the time, I'll go and get it. I could go through my garage and do it that way. Okay. So if I was doing fajitas, then I would just save them this way, right? But I'm not doing fajitas. I'm going to do the carne con chile. That's what we call it. And do it that way. I will be doing Mexican rice, and what I have done in the past when I boil my chicken, then I keep the broth if I'm going to do it within a couple of days, and then if not, I'll freeze it in a Ziploc bag, just the broth. Let it cool down before you put it in there, and then you use that flavor for your rice, right? So I have so many bell peppers, so many different kinds of stuff here, and I don't want it to go bad, so I'm going to either put it in our chile verde or carne con chile and do it that way. But again, I have like a lot, and let me show you. So I still have this one. I have all this that I need to chop up. Okay. Then I have, of course, these tomatoes. And those I'm just going to keep for salads. But I got these, right? And I'm going to make a chili with that. And I'm going to add some chili in there. I got artichokes. I don't know how to cook artichokes, but I'm going to go online and I'm going to check on that out. I don't know. If not, I don't know. Give it to somebody that will. So these are chilies, which I'm going to chop up and put it in my carne con chile. These I've never seen before. So I'm going to try some of these. And of course, I'm going to freeze some of them. These are other kind of different chilies. So I have chilies for a while. And I did get corn. It's kind of getting a little yucky, but I'm going to freeze it because I could do some soups with that. And I got some eggplant, which my mother-in-law loves to do this. I don't know how to really do it, but I'm going to try to do it. But anyways, if you guys have been following me, and I'm probably sure I did say this in our last video, but I feel like the devil is just attacking us. And I mean, because my husband and I have been, and I'm keeping it real, my husband and I have been like arguing back and forth about he needs this. And then I told him, well, you could do this instead of that. And so I really want to do this budget, you guys. And I know he does too. And I know it's not specifically him. I know the devil is just trying to get us to argue, have not fight really, but just kind of like not understand each other. So that's one thing that I would tell you guys, like really, really be prayerful when you start this journey, because it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get harder. But this week, is it this week? Well, by the beginning of next week, which is the end of the month, we will have paid 2 credit cards, okay? And they might not be like that big, but it's at least $300. Let me see. Yeah, like $300 in 1 month. So for us, not $300, $3,000, you guys. So for us, that's a big, big, thing. And so, yeah, the devil's gonna be mad. He's gonna be PO because he doesn't want us to get out of debt. Because if we borrow money, we are the slaves of the debt of the person that is giving us, or letting us borrow the money. And of course they're getting interest, so they're getting their money for it, just like I talked about Progressive, or I don't remember Progressive. I think it was Progressive Leasing. But anyways, that's how they make their money. But if people don't disclose that, then that's a big no-no. Okay? I know when you go to rent to own, of course, you go with the knowledge that you're going to be paying a lot more, or maybe you don't even think about it, and yeah, you're paying like 3 times the amount for whatever you got. So I do these videos because I want you guys to be my accountability, finishing what I start, and I really, really want to finish this journey that we have started. And I appreciate if you guys keep us in your prayers, because that is a big step, you guys. And again, it takes a lot of saying no to, you want to go eat after church? Do you want to fellowship, have a barbecue? And I'm okay with that. But the thing is that when my husband would tell me, he's like telling me, well, we're bringing this. And I'm like, babe, it's not in the budget. We did not say this is going to be for that. We can't do that anymore. So I think he just has to get used to it. He does love to bless people. I do too. But the thing of the matter is, we cannot bless if we are in debt. So I think he's getting the idea, and he has sacrificed a lot by working extra hours and stuff like that. But like the other day, we did get into an argument, and I'm like, you know what, forget it. And my kids like heard me on the phone, because he was, of course, on speaker. I was driving, and then my daughter's like, Dad, when are you gonna go and get that so I could go with you? And so I was like, you know what? So I just told him, like, if you want to do this, just put in the credit card. I don't care. Like, and so basically I was telling him, like, I'm giving up on this whole thing. But realistically, I can't, because if I give up, then I let the devil win, and I'm not going to let the devil win. Now, I'm not saying my husband's the devil. No. I'm just saying that, we have to just trust each other to, when you're married, you have to be able to understand that there's sometimes when your spouse is going to be down, and you're going to be able to help him get up and encourage him or encourage her. And that's the whole thing of a marriage, you guys. You guys cannot give up on each other. Okay, it's different if that spouse is abusing you and hitting you, and your kids are in the middle of it. Then you need to get out. Like, get out, run. Like, there is a fire, because this has happened before, where I've known people that they've stayed in the marriage because of the kids. No. If somebody's abusing you physically, mentally, you need to get out. I am so sorry, but that is not the way to stay with somebody. Not at all. So, and that hasn't happened ever in my case with my husband. Because, we have that understanding that we need to, protect each other. And and that's part of love, not doing that kind of stuff towards each other, hurting each other, whatever, but sometimes words hurt you too, which that is another thing that it's abusive. Get out, because you know what? Your kids are going to think that because daddy or mommy did it. And there has been, it's not reported a lot where women abuse their husbands physically, mentally, and they just don't go out there. I don't even know how I'm talking about this, but you know what? It's probably God. They don't go and say anything because they're embarrassed. But you know what? It has happened. And just, trying to give you guys, I'm trying not to give you guys my forehead that it looks like I'm bald. But anyways, you know what I mean? Just go and get help for you, your kids. I don't know. Just do it, And I'm just saying this because, we were raised in that kind of environment, and it's the honest truth. And I did not want that for my future, for my kids. And so I pray that, that I know I'm smart enough to know if something like that was happening, that God will show me, and I could just get out of it. You know what I mean? And I know it's I'm saying this by experience as myself being in a household like that. Um, you can't say that, oh, it's because you were in that situation. You can't blame that 100% and all the time with the decisions you make. You have your own choice, your own decisions of what you want to be, who you want people to, or how do you want people to treat you. And I put up my bar up, way up, when, because I served God for 10 years before I even met my husband. And so, it is what it is. I'm not saying that we're a perfect family, we're a perfect marriage, because we're not. If I did, I'd be lying. And liars don't make heaven their home, just like anything else. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, just work things out. Pray for each other. Pray for your kids' spouses. Now, even if, as soon as they're born, my gosh, just pray for them. And how do I say it? Like, I haven't been praying faithfully for that, but I've been listening to Dave Ramsey and all that stuff, and I'm like, wow, you need to, like, sometimes get a wake-up call and be like, okay, I should, yeah, that's a good idea, or this and that, and, your kids are going to be most likely what you teach them to be, but then again, they have their choices to make when they grow up, and, like, there was 9 of us, and there's some of my sisters and some of my brothers that went the same way as my dad, drinking, alcoholics, and whatever the case is, I'm not gonna judge them, that's on them. But I just pray that they get saved. And when I say they get saved, I say, at least, when I tell them, I say, at least just read your word, I don't tell you to just come to my church or what, I'd love for you to be in my church, because then we could be more closer. Because to be honest with you, like, I don't really take my kids around my family too much, because it's just all drama all the time. They're drinking, or they're, and I don't know. I just don't want my kids to learn that. Am I perfect? No. Have I drunk before? Yes. But, I backslid it before, and that's when I did it. And unfortunately, my family, I'm sure they're thinking like, well, you drank before or whatever, but I'm trying my best not to do that. And again, we are human beings, and that's going to happen. And so, I hope that what I'm saying, I am doing, something other than just speaking to you guys. But I just thought, like, you know what, I want to do something productive, and I could do that while I'm doing this and talking to you guys. And I know I don't have a lot of followers, you guys. I understand that. This might not be something that you guys like or you guys want to really look at. But again, when I am It might be something that you stumble on one day and then you're like, wow, I could use this right now. And I'm saying this because one day, I don't know, I like to watch a lot of DIYs and so I don't know, it just went offline. But anyways, um, I was, just looking for DIY stuff that I want to make and stuff. And I ran into this YouTuber. Her name is Jordan Page. And she motivated me to start my finances and, working on my finances and stuff. And so that's how I found her channel. Not because I was looking at how to get out of finances. No, she does other kind of channels, motivates you in different areas, cleaning your house, stuff like that, a 10-minute thing, routine, which I did that and it didn't work for me because so yes, guys, just, look her up if you guys want. I don't know where I left off because it keeps kicking me out, but I'm connected to my wireless now, so nobody could call me or anything. Anyways, so that's how I ran into her page. And then I just started talking, because of course now we're not going to eat, right? Now we're not, we're in a budget, da 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 da. So, and of course somebody tells us, you're crazy. Yeah, we are crazy. And he uses that word a lot, so it's not like I took it like he's calling me really crazy, right? But anyway, so I was like, yeah, we're in a budget. It's not in our budget. We're not going to go. So it took a little while for my husband to get in there and be like, okay, yeah, we're not going to do this. And I think till now, it's still kind of getting in there and trying to cope with the thing that no, we cannot go and eat because we just can't. We're trying to make sure that we stay in our budget, that we follow what Dave Ramsey says. Don't get rid of your credit cards, which honestly I have not done it, but I have to talk to my husband about it. But I'm sure that he's gonna be okay with it. Jordan Page kind of says to freeze them, and I did do that, but at the same time, I'm just throwing the seats here in my trash can, you guys. At the same time, I felt like you could still go and get tempted and get him, right? Which I did take him out, not because I wanted to go and spend any money, but it was just so easy to go back in there and just grab it, I felt. So what I did is I put it in my safe. We have a safe where we have all of our important paperwork. And so yeah, we did that. We have a pop-up trailer that I told my husband that we should sell because I feel like, you know what I mean? We should sell it because we don't really use it. And that would be money for us to get out of debt a little bit faster. And then later on, my husband does want to get like a motor home or whatever. And then we could do that. I don't mind doing that at all, because, because then it'll be a newer style. That one that we have is kind of like, and we did pay about, I want to say at least $4,000. And so that's money that we could get back in our pockets to the, credit cards or whatever and pay off one more card with that. That would be so awesome. And then we would just have like one big credit card and a couple of two personal loans. So, you know what I mean? So that's how it is. But yeah, just work with that. Baby steps, if you can't get your spouse to commit, you're going to have to commit, both of you. But like for me, I just started listening to Dave Ramsey. And then, like I was saying, I was telling my pastor's wife how I was doing the budgeting and it was my envelope system and whatever. And then, she was like, oh, have you heard of Dave Ramsey? And I'm like, no. Well, I've heard of him, but not, I've heard of him, but not, I don't know how to say it. Like, I've heard his name, but I never, really paid attention, right? So anyways, so with that said, we totally got into that. I started just listening, and then our pastor sent us an Audible, and we did that. I first finished it, but I was already kind of listening to Dave Ramsey on his show. Well, first on his YouTube channel because it's free, and then I started, and then I went to the Audible, and I did that, and then my husband listened to it, and of course, then he kind of called me out like, "We need to put $1,000 for emergency fund." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's what I should have done first, right?" I didn't. So I started paying off our credit cards more aggressively. So I could have had already my $1,000 in emergency fund if I would have went that route, because we paid about, yeah, that much in a credit card. So anyways, so I am trying to be as aggressive as I can, only because I want to get out of debt faster. Our goal together is to bless people. We love to bless people. And our other goal is to help others, help others bless. But I want to eventually, clean up this house a little bit, make it a little bit better, rent it. And then when we finally sell this house, we want to have like a percentage down and do a 15-year mortgage, not a 30 like we did here, and then go from there and rent this home if we can. And that'll be like extra income that we have. But then we have to put in our budget, because let's say the renters don't pay their rent. You know what I'm saying? So we want to be able to be wise and not go back on being the S word that Dave Ramsey says. And for us, that's like a cuss word, but hey, if it works, right? So, yeah, we just don't say that word, but it's funny to just listen to him, the way he talks, and he has a good spirit, and I know he's not saying it as a cuss word. It's just like, okay, you guys are really dumb, basically, by using the other word, because that's how you guys are really going to understand that was very, very dumb, right? So anyways, my battery's going low, so I'm going to have to let you guys go so I could charge my battery. But again, focus, focus, focus. And I know this video's title is different, but hopefully this will help you to be like, and I didn't do it intentionally, you guys. I really did, because I was going to do this, and then I just started like going off on different things. So I apologize if you thought this was going to be just about putting your extra food in Ziploc bags and conserving them, because that's what you should do, because you don't want to throw it away. But I felt like God was just telling me like, okay, do this. And I did, and I was just trying to speak, and I am still doing what I was supposed to do. So yeah. All right. Sorry for misleading you if that was the case. Remember, the decisions you make today will not just affect you, but those that love you and surround you. So make good choices. The Jewels Creations loves you. Bye. Become our Jewel Creation family by subscribing, hitting the notification bell. And if you already are, then bless your heart. Thank you for just staying with me. I know I do long videos, but I try to just kind of okay, so this is another thing, sorry, before I leave you guys. Jordan Page does a Q&A question answer on Tuesday nights, and they answer questions. Of course, they have a lot of people that are there live, but I don't, but it's okay. And one of the things says, she was saying like, people want to be a certain way because of the media or because of social media like YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, and they do these videos, and it's not a perfect life. So some of my videos, if you go back and look at them, my kids are in there. I'm yelling at them. I'm telling them I'm going to spank them. I'm like, that's the real life, you guys. It is what it is. Excuse me. So let's just leave it at that. Let's serve God together. Let's learn from each other and not make the same mistakes of other people. Let's learn from other people, and then we'll be better. Right? Bye.